21 Characteristics of a Gamma Male. The Gamma Male, its description, and some of this type of man's defining characteristics will all be covered in this movie. Social hierarchies can facilitate self and other descriptions, but they can also confine you like any other label. According to popular psychology, the social pecking order often goes from alpha and beta through gamma, delta, and finally omega. Let's focus on how they affect men for this discussion. Why target guys specifically? Social hierarchies appear to be more common in male partnerships and settings where males predominate. Even though it's probably the most appropriate description, I've met a lot of strong, capable female leaders and have never once heard them describe themselves as alpha female. Let's move away from the more well-known alpha and beta descriptions and discuss the function and traits of the gamma man instead, as it tends to matter more to males. Male definition of gamma. The gamma male would be third in line to the throne if we were discussing monarchy. He occupies a position closer to middle management in a company, neither at the top nor the bottom of the power chain. The gamma guy is caught between the autonomous delta male and the beta, the alpha's sidekick. If this is still not evident, let's look more closely at the characteristics of the gamma man that set him apart from the other social categories. To be honest, the gamma man is frequently perceived as having more negative than positive traits, although this might be due to the difficult position he occupies within the social system. 21 Characteristics of a Gamma Male. 1. He has a phenomenal intellect. The gamma guy is renowned for his intellect, to start with. Being intelligent, he is aware of how seductive that might be in terms of romance and love. He has so much charm while sharing his opinions and hobbies that his partners can fall for his brains before anything else. No one can ever deny his brilliance, even though he may not be at the top of the social ladder. 2. He exhibits deep empathy. He is not merely academically gifted. He is also quite emotionally intelligent. His sensitivity and tendency to be a powerful empath make him capable of sensing and experiencing other people's emotions. He will consider more than simply what it would be like to walk a mile in your shoes. He will feel it very strongly if it is outside of his life experience. This is not one of his many alleged flaws, despite what is stated about him. 3. He possesses a spirit of adventure. A high feeling of adventure characterizes the gamma guy. Even though he has never left his birthplace, he was born with a travel bug, and he carries that sense of the novelty of travel with him wherever he goes. He could make even the most tedious tasks enjoyable, and he is consistently open to being delighted by life and those around him. 4. He frequently has rights. Gamma males often have a lot going for them, yet they may be entitled. When it comes to privilege, the patriarchy has its claws deep in his mind. He believes he is entitled to what he deserves and has an expectation of receiving it. He always expects life to be fair, but he sets the parameters of what is and is not fair for himself, which is in some ways quite infantile. His viewpoint may be distorted as a result, and he may occasionally come out as a pampered brat. Woe to the prospective spouse who rejects the arrogant gamma male. He will undoubtedly feel hurt and may not take it well. 5. He has a jealous nature. Additionally, you'll see that the gamma man is frequently the jealous kind. He is envious of his present friends, current partners, and prospective lovers. He frequently evaluates himself about others higher up the hierarchy, thus he is never entirely certain that the people he picks will stick with him because they could be vying for one of the personality types seen to be stronger. 6. He is extremely romantic. A high vibration gamma guy is an incurable romantic, even though he might be envious and entitled. He likes romantic gestures that are extravagant and full of affection. He's not likely to overlook such important dates or disregard Valentine's Day or other connected holidays. He showers his loved ones with attention, gifts, and affection. 7. He can be adherent. He's a romantic and a huge softie, but he can also be a little clinging at times. If you don't establish clear limits, he can try to suffocate you with his attention. You can believe that a relationship with the gamma man simply doesn't have enough room or space to breathe since he likes being with others versus being alone himself. Sadly, his concerns about relationships are then validated. He frequently repels partners due to his nervousness and clinging behavior, but he is at a loss on how to handle his relationships. 8. He hates taking risks. Gamma males are intriguing because they enjoy adventure yet avoid risk. His exploits are often well thought out and useful. He may jump off of an aircraft, but only after doing extensive study and reading to ensure that he is taking a calculated risk. When he avoids emotions that are dangerous to his bodily or mental health, he may be construed as emotionally unavailable in relationships and more inclined to take on a physical risk than an emotional one. 9. He is uneasy. The Gamma man experiences frequent feelings of insecurity because of being at the bottom of the social order. He continuously assesses his development about love and below him on the social spectrum because he compares himself to others. He could occasionally look down on persons he perceives to be lower on the social ladder to make himself feel better. In contrast, he will simultaneously compare himself to the Alpha and Sigma guys and feel terrible about himself. This causes him to feel unbalanced all the time. 10. He has a very high opinion of himself. Strangely, he has a bloated ego despite being insecure. This combo is unsettling. He doesn't tend to be self-loving, but on the other side, he behaves like he is. He exudes confidence he doesn't possess, and when the opposite is true, it might give him the appearance of being egotistical. Relationships can be difficult for him because of the way he frequently combines his fears with an exaggerated feelings about his signing. 11. He avoids conflicts. The Gamma guy stays out of disputes. At work, he stays away from it. At home, he keeps it away. Even with his closest pals, he stays away from it. He has the propensity to shy away from danger, which is a concern, but he also occasionally lacks the emotional maturity to manage conflict. Even while he is emotionally capable of seeing that he likely needs it, he lacks the confidence to go for it even if it will ultimately benefit him. He is self-aware. 12. The Gamma guy is conscious of himself. He is aware of all the problems that others have with him. He finds these things objectionable. While he is aware of his shortcomings, he also recognizes his many positive traits. He strikes a balance between self-awareness and a matter-of-fact attitude toward his shortcomings. 13. He has a bitter side. The Gamma guy occasionally exhibits bitterness in addition to being entitled and insecure. He dislikes his standing in the social order and his apparent lack of authority. He doesn't frequently realize that it makes no difference how other people categorize him. How he feels about himself is more important. Sadly, he frequently experiences anger and animosity. 14. He isn't very good at dating. The Gamma male has a huge heart, is amorous, and can have engaging talks. He's not very good at dating, though. Of course, there are explanations for this. He is uneasy. He develops jealousy. He feels deserving. He stays out of fights. These difficulties make dating difficult. The Gamma guy finds it difficult to stick around to resolve a problem when he and a possible partner run across it. Sometimes he would prefer to cut his losses than learn how to act differently. This does not imply that he cannot be a great mate. It simply implies that he must put in a lot of effort to control it. 15. He believes he is always correct. Many individuals will find the Gamma male situation to be insanity-inducing. He believes he is always correct. The issue with this mindset is that he hardly ever acknowledges his errors and much less frequently offers an apology. When it comes to fixing issues, he may certainly get in his way as he believes that his viewpoint is the only one that matters and is always correct. 16. He is aware of injustice. The Gamma guy also has a genuine sense of unfairness. While this makes him the perfect person to speak up for others, he frequently does so to further his own interest. Despite knowing that it isn't, he believes that the world ought to be fair. The Gamma man may become more irritated as a result than if he were to accept some inherent unfairness in life. 17. He seeks rewards without exerting himself. The Gamma guy frequently has high expectations for himself but doesn't believe he should have to work for them. Without recognizing the time, effort, and resources required to achieve that position, he can see someone else's achievement and feel entitled to their degree of reward. He has just enough ambition to desire more but not enough to acquire, which may frustrate both him and everyone else he works with. 18. He is aggressive against other men. It would be preferable for the Gamma guy to focus on himself rather than on other men, but that is not how he operates. He has a fierce rivalry with other males. He's always contrasting his performance and advancement with what he thinks other people are accomplishing. To look as excellent as, if not better than, other males, the Gamma male is lead to brag about his accomplishments on social media and keep quiet about his shortcomings. 19. He's got a terrific sense of humor despite having issues. Who doesn't, really? The Gamma guy does have a great sense of humor. Even when he's driving you nuts, he can still make you chuckle. If he can put any animosity on hold long enough to chuckle over a circumstance, he can find humor in life. He's constantly curious and learning. Gamma males possess more than simply a sense of humor. His brilliance extends to his quick mind, which is constantly inquiring and eager to learn. He thus has one or two flaws. No, Not us all. He also uses unconventional thinking and considers many viewpoints. Although he occasionally plays the opposing side to hear what you'll say, he's remarkably open-minded. 21. He follows more than he leads. The Gamma guy tends to be more of a follower than a leader on the social spectrum, although he frequently lands in the center. Even while he can lead, he doesn't like it. He will adhere, but he won't always be content with the direction taken. He is less prone to merely follow the herd since he thinks independently and is more likely to trust his judgment. The Gamma male, a brief synopsis. The Gamma male is frequently blamed for a variety of issues, however, he greatly benefits societal institutions. He is happy that someone else will oversee leading because he is aware that not everyone can do so. He is intelligent, humorous, and sensitive, and while he occasionally loses himself and turns into his own worst enemy, he generally has a good heart and wants to do the right thing. Self-report is heavily used in the social structure. However, you could have observed some of these characteristics in a loved one or yourself. Despite being third in line for power, the Gamma man might still be number one in your heart.